What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the next stimulus package, the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package yet to date, that the U.S. House of Representatives is now marking up and is putting together for the final stages of it. We're going to be talking about that as well as what is going on in the U.S. today. Today is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Yeah, it's crazy to think that that was 20 years ago. I am 40 years old. 20 years ago, I was 20, just barely out of high school. 20 years ago, my wife was in high school. Yeah, it's crazy to think that 20 years ago, we were barely out of high school, and those attacks changed the lives, changed the entire country, really changed the entire country. Let me know your thoughts. Where were you 20 years ago on 9/11? Do you remember where you were? Do you remember what happened where you were 20 years ago on 9/11? Yeah, it's kind of one of those things you quite never forget. And to think, here we are 20 years later, just now have been pulled out of Afghanistan 20 years later. It's been about 10 years since we got bin Laden. And yet we stayed there 10 years after. And I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about this. And the question is that how long will it be until we're really in another war? It seems like in the US here, we really don't stay out of major wars that long. It's kind of a sad fact, to be honest. And the question is, how long will it be until we're in another major war? How long will it be until we're attacked again? Yeah, let me know your thoughts. But 20 years ago was 9/11. The question is, will it happen again? Yeah. Where were you 20 years ago? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know where you were. Meanwhile, in some cases, our country seems more divided than ever. With new vaccine mandates, schools now issuing vaccine mandates. Los Angeles County Schools, the second largest school district, just issuing this. And a lot of parents and Republicans and Democrats more divided than ever. The next stimulus package and the last stimulus package was passed only by Democrats, and every single Republican voted against it. Seems like our country is completely divided. And this pandemic seems like it's no different. And that kind of leads us to where we are right now. Republicans vow mass disobedience and lawsuits in fights against the Biden vaccine mandates. President Biden's response, he says, bring it on, in regards to Republicans saying that they're going to challenge him in the court of law and whatever may happen here. President Biden says he's not worried about it, and there will be lawsuits. There will be several different lawsuits going forward. So be prepared for multiple different lawsuits going forward. The other thing that is really happening right now in the next step of battles here for not only vaccine mandates, and people have a lot of different opinions on this, but also mask mandates are coming back and pretty swiftly. There's a lot of battles going on with these as well. An appeals court has just reinstated Governor Ron DeSantis' mask mandate ban for Florida schools. The Florida governor has banned mask mandates, and an appeals court has just reinstated his ban. As you can see here, the First District Court of Appeals on Friday reinstated Florida's ban on mask mandates for school, granting Governor Ron DeSantis' motion. The court's ruling means that the state is now able to go after schools financially that has decided to impose mask mandates. A spokesman for DeSantis, a Republican, quickly hailed the decision on Twitter, saying, quote, "A First District Court of Appeals just granted the state of Florida's request to reinstate the stay, meaning the rule requiring all Florida school districts to protect parents' right to make choices about masking kids is back in effect. DeSantis' spokesperson said on Twitter on Friday. This ruling by a judge comes 2 days after DeSantis filed an emergency appeal after a Leon County Circuit judge had previously blocked the measure. So this goes where we see different political opinions by two different judges. One Florida judge blocked the governor's mask ban, and now another judge upheld his ban. So now currently the Florida governor is able to ban mask mandates in the state of Florida. Yeah, so you can see how you get two different judges that have two different opinions, and you get two completely different rulings literally within 2 different days of each other. Yeah, it's crazy how you can get two completely different opinions from two different judges in 2 different days. Now, in Texas, the Texas Attorney General is suing 6 different school districts over mask mandates. Yeah. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, a Republican, announced Friday that he was taking legal action against 6 school districts who have imposed mask mandates in violation of Republican Governor Greg Abbott's ban on mask mandates also. The lawsuits add to the continued legal battles Abbott and Paxton have engaged with on local school districts that have issued mask mandates to combat the spread of the virus, especially amid the surge of the highly contagious Delta variant. Paxton said in a statement, not only are superintendents across Texas openly violating state law that was passed by executive order by the governor, but they're using district resources that ought to be used for teacher merit raises or other educational benefits to defend their unlawful political maneuvering. Now, we do have mask mandates coming back in full force, not just for schools, but for entire states. That's right. As you can see here, all of Nevada is under a mask mandate now amid, quote, high or substantial virus transmission. All 17 Nevada counties labeled areas of high or substantial transmission are now under mask mandates. Entire cities, like the city of Columbus, has now reissued a mask mandate. In addition, we have multiple different states that are issuing mask mandates in entire states or in limited capacity across the United States. 7 states have mask mandates either in full capacity for the whole state or in limited capacity in some areas, including Hawaii, Illinois, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, and Washington require most people to wear masks indoors, public places, whether or not they have been vaccinated or not. Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia have similar orders in place. Oregon also requires face coverings in public settings outdoors. California, Connecticut, and New York have indoor mask mandates that extend only to the unvaccinated. Yeah, so it's safe to say that our country is as divided as ever, and we're going to have a lot of lawsuits and battles going forward to decide, even on a state by state case basis, or even a school by school, school district by school district basis, on what is going to happen with different vaccine mandates for schools, mask mandates for schools, cities, or even states on whether or not what is going to happen. And in some cases, it comes down to if your state has a Republican governor or a Democratic governor, or even political viewpoint on what is going to happen going forward on what type of mandates there's going to be going forward. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, there's been multiple different stimulus type funds approved that have been going through over the last few days. That's why you don't want to be missing out on any videos here. I'm going to just go through some new ones as I see them. Kansas just approved using $50 million in their state federal funds to increase nurses' pay, kind of a hazard pay fund for the state of Kansas. Biden administration releases $25 billion in federal relief for providers of hospitals and other healthcare providers to help with the cost of the pandemic. The Biden administration has also unveiled plans to lower prescription drug prices for pretty much the entire United States. This is very important because number one, this is going to be how they're going to actually pay for a lot of the next stimulus package because this is expected to save the US government up to $600 billion potentially per year. And they're going to use this savings to pay for the $3.5 trillion package, not the entire package, but for a large portion of it. That savings of up to $600 billion per year is going to go towards paying for the package. You save $600 billion per year. You use that savings to pay for the package, just one of the ways they're going to pay for the package. Also, it's going to save the average everyday American who pays for prescription drug prices is going to end up paying lower prescription drug prices for their prescription drugs. But there's some varying different plans on how this is going to work and ultimately how much people are going to end up saving. There's actually a couple different proposals being thrown around by the Democrats. And ultimately, what might end up might be a merger of the two or three different plans. Centrist House Democrats unveil a rival proposal to lower prescription drug prices, and what might end up being the final bill. This particular bill actually has bipartisan support, Republican and Democratic support, in addition to lowering prescription drug prices. The main bill, called H.R. 3, will allow the Secretary of Health and Human Services to negotiate lower prescription drug prices with a cap on prices based on what other wealthy countries pay for prescription drugs. The competing bill would only allow negotiation in a much narrower circumstance when older drugs in a certain part of Medicare, known as Part B, and no longer are protected by exclusivity, but still do not face competition, so would actually not be as good, would not allow lower negotiation for drugs. The bill also includes other measures like capping what seniors in Medicare would pay out of pocket for drugs, which would lower prices even more, or what seniors pay out of pocket. That would have wide support and is included in some form of the H.R. 3 bill as well. Congress also wants Medicare to cover retirees' insane dental costs in this bill as well, which would be pretty awesome. Remember that in this Medicare bill, they want to include hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aid coverage, as well as denture coverage. But we'll have to see if all the coverage is in there as well. Dental costs can be very, very expensive, and simple cleaning alone at the dental office can be hundreds of dollars just for a cleaning, let alone if you need cavity work or anything more than that, can be thousands of dollars. And a lot of seniors don't have dental coverage, says Bernie Sanders. Up to 75% of seniors do not have any dental coverage at all. Within the last 48 hours, we just found out the Senate Democrats are actually negotiating a potential $600 to $1,000 cash voucher that could be added in as a form of kind of a form of a stimulus check that they're calling a cash voucher to be added into the possible this $3.5 trillion package to buy expanded Medicare benefits for next year. This is a kind of stimulus provision that could be added in there. And apparently they're negotiating on this to be added into the package. Yeah, and we literally just found out about this within the last 48 hours. This is the type of stimulus provision that could be added in at the very last moment. Any of these items on this list here, I don't even have this item on the list. I guess I need to add it on the list here. I'm running out of room here, but I guess I can make room here down at the end. I'll have to put here $600 to $1,000. I'll have to make. I know I'm gonna be in the corner here. $1,000 Medicare. I know I'm not going to have a lot of room there because I know I'm in the corner. I can't see myself when I'm in the corner here while I'm filming, but I know that I'm in the corner there, so I'm probably going to have that like half cut off or something along those lines. So yeah, but this could be just one of those kind of extra stimulus provisions. Is kind of the best word here. Stimulus provisions. I'm not sure if it'll be a check or a voucher. They're calling it a stimulus voucher, stimulus provision, stimulus voucher that could be added in there. It's kind of like an assistance, internet assistance, utility assistance, rent assistance, mortgage assistance that could be added in there in addition to any of the other items that could be added in there at the very last minute. They're putting the bill together now. And yeah, so things are really starting to heat up here. We're getting a lot of calls for forced stimulus checks, $1,400 stimulus checks from the senior citizens leagues, and everything is really starting to heat up. So now is the time to tweet your representatives, call them, email them, as they're putting the bill together right now. The problem is we have people like Senator Joe Manchin who are saying they want the bill to be half the size. The problem is that the bill is half the size. We're going to get a lot of these bonus items like this, internet assistance, utility assistance, SNAP assistance, possible forced stimulus checks that would potentially not make the cut. And again, I don't get to make the decision. If I could make the decision, I'd have everything in there for you guys. Child tax credits, adult tax credits, um, $1,000 Medicare vouchers, forced stimulus checks, monthly checks, child tax credit, monthly checks, right? But if the package is $3.5 trillion, there's going to be a lot more items in there than if the package is like 1.5 or $2 trillion. So we will have to see. But this is the point to email and tweet and call Joe Manchin, call Bernie Sanders, call Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and say, hey guys, we need support. People are starving out there. It's a pandemic. We need your help. To let them know that, this is why you guys voted them in. Let them know that people are out there and need help. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I will link you to a video I did here within the last 24 hours that has multiple different stimulus checks, stimulus programs, and stimulus items that were just announced within the last 24 hours for different groups of people, different states, different items, stimulus programs that were just announced. So you definitely want to watch that video. Do not miss any videos at this point here because they're putting the bill together. They were coming up with stimulus programs and items that are going to be in this next package. So remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And after subscribing, click the bell icon that appears next to the subscribe button to get notifications when we go live with new videos. You can click this video here to watch my video from yesterday that announces the several different stimulus items that have just been announced. So click on that video next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.